Are you tired of losing chess games and feeling like your opponent's always one step ahead? Well, today's the day you turn the tables. In this video, we're going to cover 4 simple ways to start dominating on the chessboard, regardless of your current level. Whether you're a complete beginner or you've been stuck at the same rating for months, these strategies will supercharge your game and boost your rating. So I hope you have a good attention span because this will be the most important chess video you watch this week. Let's get started. If you want to get good at chess, you've got to play regularly. Sounds obvious, right? But there's a catch, not just any kind of play will help you improve. You need to approach each game with a specific goal, to get better. That means every move, every mistake, and every victory should teach you something new. When you sit down to play, don't just focus on winning. Sure, winning feels great, but if that's all you're chasing, you're missing out on valuable lessons. Instead, play with a mindset that says, I'm here to improve. Even if you lose, you should leave the game having learned something. Now, how do you make sure you're improving while playing? First off, review your games, especially the losses. Don't just forget about that blunder you made in the middle game, figure out why you made it. Was it a lapse in focus? Did you overlook a tactic? The idea is to spot patterns in your play that need fixing. Another thing, challenge yourself by playing against stronger opponents. Playing people at your level is fine, but to really improve, you need to step into uncomfortable territory. Games against stronger players will stretch your thinking, force you to adapt, and show you what elite play looks like up close. It's frustrating at times, but those tough games are where real growth happens. And if you're stuck in a losing streak, don't sweat it. Remember, playing regularly means embracing the grind. Improvement doesn't happen overnight, but consistent play, mixed with reflection, will push you forward. Start playing online, join local tournaments, or even challenge your friends. The point is to get in the habit of playing often. Set aside time each week for focused practice. And when you play, make it count. Don't rush, don't autopilot. Treat every game as a learning experience, and over time, you'll see real improvement. Now, speaking of improvement, playing often is great, but there's another critical piece that goes hand in hand with this: learning from your mistakes. We have a course on this on our school which is linked in the bio, $10 for the first 100 people, then the price will increase. Also, real quickly, check if you are subscribed because 95% of people who are watching aren't. Let's dive into the second tip. To truly sharpen your chess skills, you need to master tactics, and one of the best ways to do that is by solving chess puzzles. Think of puzzles as mini games that focus on a single theme, tactics. And guess what? Tactics are the backbone of most chess victories. The majority of chess games, especially at lower levels, are won or lost because of tactical patterns. So, if you're not training your tactical vision, you're leaving easy wins on the table. Chess puzzles are designed to test and improve your ability to spot combinations, forks, pins, skewers, and other tactical motifs. By working through puzzles daily, you're teaching your brain to recognize key positions and patterns instantly. This will make you faster at identifying tactical shots during real games. How does solving puzzles help you in actual games? Imagine this: you're in a middle game and suddenly, out of nowhere, you see a combination that wins a piece. That's your tactical training kicking in. The more puzzles you solve, the quicker and sharper your brain becomes at spotting these winning moves, and the better you get at converting winning positions into actual victories. Start with simple puzzles. Don't jump into the hard ones right away. Build your confidence by solving easy to intermediate puzzles first. Focus on quality over quantity. It's better to deeply understand the solution to 5 puzzles than to rush through 20 without learning anything. And here's a bonus: puzzle rushes or timed puzzle challenges. These are excellent for sharpening your instincts under pressure, mimicking the feeling of playing against the clock. Try to solve as many puzzles as you can within a set time, and you'll quickly improve both your pattern recognition and your ability to think fast. Now, don't just solve puzzles for the sake of it. Take time to analyze the positions after you finish. Ask yourself, what were the critical moments? What mistake did the opponent make? How could I apply this tactic in my future games? If you integrate chess puzzles into your daily routine, you'll soon notice tactical opportunities that were invisible before. Remember, tactical training is essential for success, and the best part? We've got a dedicated course on this in our school community, which you can find linked in the bio. If you want to master tactics, that's the best place to dive deeper into daily puzzles, advanced tactical ideas, and interactive learning with others on the same journey. Mastering chess openings is like setting the foundation for a successful game. A good opening gives you an advantage, sets the tone, and helps you control the flow of the game. Now, studying openings doesn't mean memorizing 1,000 different variations. Instead, it's about understanding the principles behind the opening moves and knowing a few solid lines that suit your style of play. So, why are chess openings important? Well, think of the opening phase as a way to establish your presence on the board. You want to fight for control of the center, develop your pieces to strong squares, and make sure your king is safe. By understanding openings, you avoid traps, keep your pieces coordinated, and set yourself up for a better middle game. Now, how do you study chess openings the right way? First, pick a few openings that work for you, both as white and black. Don't overwhelm yourself by trying to learn every opening out there. Focus on one or two, and really get comfortable with them. For example, as white, you might study the Ruy-Lopez, the Italian game, or a gambit like the Evans Gambit if you're feeling aggressive. As black, depending on whether you face 1. E4 or 1. D4, you might want to learn something like the Sicilian Defense or the King's Indian Defense. Instead of simply memorizing the moves, understand why you're playing them. What's the purpose behind developing the knight before the queen? Why do you castle early? Learning the why behind each move makes you flexible, so you can adjust if your opponent plays something unexpected. A good way to study openings is by watching instructional videos or reading books that explain the ideas behind each move. And don't just passively absorb the information, practice. Find opponents online or use a chess engine to test out your opening repertoire. The more you practice, the more you'll understand the typical middle game positions that arise from your favorite openings. Also, pay attention to the traps and tricks in your openings. A well-prepared trap in the opening can sometimes give you a winning position right out of the gate. But remember, it's a double-edged sword. If you're unfamiliar with the opening, you could fall into a trap yourself. Consistency is key. Studying chess openings helps you confidently navigate the early stages of the game, letting you spend less time thinking about what to do and more time planning for the middle game. And when you pair solid opening knowledge with tactical awareness, you'll be hard to stop. Now that you've got a strong opening repertoire, let's move on to something just as important, understanding the strategy behind every position you reach, and how to execute plans effectively. One of the most powerful ways to improve at chess is to analyze your own games. Whether you win, lose, or draw, each game is packed with lessons that can sharpen your skills and highlight areas where you need improvement. Analyzing your games gives you insight into your thought process, uncovers hidden mistakes, and helps you recognize patterns, both good and bad. So, how do you go about analyzing your games? First, review the game without any assistance. Before turning to a chess engine, replay the game move by move from memory. This allows you to critically assess your decisions, retrace your thoughts, and identify where things went wrong, or right. Try to remember what you were thinking during the game. Why did you make a certain move? Were there alternatives you overlooked? Did you have a specific plan? Once you've reflected on your choices, it's time to bring in the chess engine. Analyzing your games with a powerful engine can be incredibly revealing. But here's the trick, don't just accept the engine's suggested moves blindly. Instead, try to understand why the engine recommends a particular move and where you went wrong. This is where true improvement comes from, understanding the logic behind stronger alternatives. One important aspect of game analysis is looking for tactical mistakes. Did you blunder material? Did you miss a checkmate in two? Tactics are a huge part of chess, so recognizing missed opportunities and blunders will help you avoid them in future games. At the same time, take note of when you made strategic mistakes. Were your pieces inactive? Did you neglect king safety? These broader issues can be just as costly as tactical errors. It's also useful to analyze your opponent's moves. Were there critical moments when your opponent gave you a chance to capitalize, but you missed it? This can teach you how to better spot your opponent's mistakes and exploit them. Analyzing lost games is crucial, but don't forget to review your wins too. Sometimes you might win even though you made mistakes, and those mistakes are just as important to learn from. You may have outplayed your opponent this time, but facing stronger opposition, the same mistake could cost you the game. Patterns and recurring mistakes are a key focus during analysis. Maybe you consistently leave your king vulnerable or rush pawn pushes without enough support. By noticing these trends, you can actively work on avoiding them in future games. Lastly, be patient with the process. Improvement through game analysis doesn't happen overnight, but over time, you'll develop a better sense of judgment, and your games will start showing fewer mistakes and more well-executed plans. This step isn't just about reflecting on the past, it's about using the lessons from each game to build a smarter, stronger future version of yourself as a chess player. Now if you want to get better at chess, join the chess school link in the description.